How you doing? Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today for Brazil T23. You're joining us virtually because we know you are hard at work in New Zealand on your upcoming film Avatar, Fire and Ash. Can you share where you are in the process and what you are most excited about? Welcome.
Well, we're in post-production, and that's a process where I use a virtual camera, a handheld camera, and I make the shots for the film, and then we complete them in VFX. And, you know, what's exciting to me right now is that as we complete these shots, I see all the little detail, all the little nuances in the actors' performances coming out, and how real these people are, even though they're 10-foot tall blue aliens, you know, but to see the work, the detail in the work that Sam Worthington did, that Sigourney Weaver did, Zoe Saldana, Kate Winslet, you know, all the others, and to see that they're living, breathing, real people with real heart and real depth of the soul. And as we see that emerging every day, when I view the finished shots as they come in one by one, or sometimes 10 or so at a time, I say to my VFX guys, it's like Christmas morning, every morning, when I see the shots that were rendered the night before. You know, I've been working on this film for almost 4 years now, but this is the best part of it in a way. I mean, I love working with the actors, don't get me wrong. That's the true act of creation. But right now we're seeing it all come together. It's pretty damn exciting.
Yeah, I can imagine. The intentional thought and how you perfect even the smallest details on the Avatar films are part of what makes your film so groundbreaking and innovative. Can you talk a little more about your approach to the filmmaking process and how the incredible performances of the cast are able to come to life on screen?
Well, you know, I mean, look, it's about seeing the detail and seeing the big story at the same time, and I think that's one of the hardest things for a director. You know, when you're building a world, when you're creating the creatures, first thing you do is you surround yourself with great artists. So that might be the design artists, the concept artists, the creature designers, but of course you also surround yourself with great actors, you know, and you respect them and you get into a great partnership with them, and you learn to trust them. So I write these scripts. I know what every moment means. I find that the most important part of my process is communicating with the actors. First, I give them everything I've got. I give them every piece of detail on the characters that I can offer. And then I say, all right, now it's yours. Now it's yours, and you come back to me with who you think this person is. And it's always a little bit refracted through the lens of their own heart and soul, who they are as a person. But obviously the art of acting is to create something new in a character. And since we're in the third film now, it's not just creating a new character, it's taking that character through the changes of life and, you know, reacting to victory, reacting to defeat, reacting to trauma, to love, to the loss of love. All of those things. And I just love that part of my journey, getting to work with such amazing talents, like the names that I just gave you. You know, they're all phenomenal people. And I've been lucky that, you know, I mean, some actors can be divas, some actors can be buttholes, you know. My cast are a dream cast. They're the dream cast. And we become this kind of crazy family. We look forward, no matter what else they're off doing. Maybe Zoe's doing a Star Trek film or you know, her new film, Amelia Perez, or whatever. They always want to come back. They always want to come back to the Avatar family and back to this world.
Great. And Jim, you've mentioned being inspired by communities and cultures all over the world as you've created the Avatar films. Can you tell us a little about the new Na'vi clans you will meet and the new environments that we will see in the upcoming film, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do that. I just want to point out that I've been to Brazil a number of times. Whoa. I love it there. I've spent a lot of time working on, right? It's a fantastic place. I've spent a lot of time working with some of the indigenous people. I've spent time in this in the cities, just enjoying the life in Brazil. But I think my journey, my journeys to Brazil have taught me a real respect for the indigenous perspective, to their religion, their culture, their kind of shamanistic practice, and so on. So there's two new cultures in Fire and Ash, the third film. We have what we call the wind traders, and they're nomadic, and they travel around the world, kind of following shipping routes, essentially trading routes. But they do it in an airborne fashion, and I think some imagery's been released that they move in these kind of convoys or caravans around the world. And they're pretty interesting people culturally. They're a lot of fun. We don't spend as much time with them as we do with the Ash people, the Mankwan. And the Mankwan are a group of Na'vi that are quite down twisted. They've taken what's good about the Na'vi and they've kind of twisted it into a very dark view of the world. And they call themselves the Ash people because their culture, their civilization was destroyed by volcanic eruptions. And so they just have a lot of hostility toward the world at large, to Ewa, to the sense of connectedness that all the other Na'vi have. And I think, we'll see in them some of the darker side of ourselves, just as we see the best of ourselves in the forest Na'vi and the ocean Na'vi. We see kind of spiritual beings that have a connection to nature, that have a connection to each other. We're going to kind of see the opposite in the Ash people. And so then the conflict arises from that.
Wow.